And think about this for those pushing for communists out there, ANTIFA. You guys, the man that you want out as president, you accused of him of working with a communist nation to help him win the election. But you want to be communist. That's...
I think they're leaning more towards true communism, not necessarily communism.
Well, this is true communism. I looked it up. This is exactly what it is. The problem is women would not have rights. They need to understand the women that are pushing for this with these men will have no rights to speak and everything. Everything will be taken away from some of these men if they have things. And if they want true communism, and also, here's the thing. We got a thing called a democratic oath, and in an election here in the United States, we have a right to pick who we want to be our leader, whether you like the leader or not. If you go into a dictatorship, and this is what communism is, go into a dictatorship, then the person that you have in office that you're going to push into doing a police state and become a dictator becomes your dictator, and all of his family become your dictator. And do you really, as much as you dislike the current person as president, do you really want him over your life for the rest of your life? As long as the United States is in existence, think about it. That's the truth.
True communism would be to overthrow the current leader and put a new leader in place.
Yes, but they would put somebody in that would dominate over them, and it would not be a woman. Unless
it was a good person.
There's no such thing as a good person when it comes to that.
Unless it was somebody like Jesus that...
Jesus is not going. Jesus
didn't care about.
Yeah, but But Jesus is not trying. Jesus is coming back to do what he has to do in Revelations. Jesus is not going to be the leader. That is a make-believe imaginary thing that people want to do. The reality of it is true communism. If we overthrow this guy, the thing about it is eventually you're gonna turn into everything into a police state, and then you're going to have a dictator like you want. And it'll be somebody you don't want.
True communism is
evil.
A worldwide society that doesn't have like classes, like social.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Doesn't have an upper class and
Right, and without a middle class, then the lower class is going to be abused even more. We have upper, middle.
Everybody will be equal.
Well, that's
the idea. The idea is for everybody to be equal, and the purpose for the government is to make sure it stays that way.
Well, the reality of it is the true communism is crap. Okay, just like what I'm explaining this to people who have the lack of intelligence, who have not been taught because their professors took this out of their class, because professors nowadays are just handed certificates. Here, you graduated. Here's a certificate. You really don't have to work hard in college anymore. So those of you out there that want to go to college, you don't have to work that hard. And they're handed a certificate, and they're in there. They're taking things out that they don't want to teach their students. And they're no. I'm gonna finish. They are taking things out and not teaching you. And what I'm trying to teach you is you're not being taught everything, because they want to take everything out. It's offensive. Communism, true communism, it's everybody's equal in a class, but there's one dominating force, and that dominating force is not a good person. It's a dictator. Every country's had dictators. Castro, Hitler.
A dictator that maintains everybody's equality. Okay?
It's imaginary. There's never been true communism.
Well, true communism,
it all starts off like that.
True communism is what I think they're kind of going.
No, they ain't. They're communists.
Now,
we got to stop defending people that are wrong. We got to stop saying that what they're doing is right. It's not. What they're going for, there's a list of reasons, and you're going to see it on our Facebook. Everything that you are saying, there's 10 reasons to why communism, true communism, is wrong. And this is the reality of it, that people that have been in communist countries. Here's the thing. They want to overthrow a man that supposedly got help from a communist nation so they can be communist like that communist nation. It doesn't make sense. They don't know what communism really is because it's not taught in schools anymore. We do not teach our kids. I mean, you can ask your kids and your grandkids, my dear. They don't even teach them about the Civil War properly. Things are not taught anymore. We're taking things out for safe spaces, and we're making it all safe spaces, and people don't know what they're talking about. True communism is communism all around. It starts off with a great lie to you the same way the Antichrist will lie to the world, and then it turns into...
Oh, so wait a minute now. We look around out here, and I mean, I don't even want to get started on, naming stuff. Columbine, 9/11, Paducah. I mean, I could just sit here and name stuff. You can't tell me the Antichrist isn't here or hasn't already been here.
Looks
like he's been working us over pretty well.
That's not what I'm saying. You actually, I'm talking about...
True communism would eliminate the need for the state and ruling class, allowing the working class to decide matters democratically in a manner beneficial to society as a whole.
That's a lie. That's what they start off.
It's not a lie if they do it.
It's not going to happen.
Who said
it? Turns in... It's communism. Communism is going to turn into a police state. We're going to have a dictator if these morons, and I'm...
Now, how do we...
Don't stop doing this.
Let's go back. How do I know that that's true? They've been lying to me ever since I came out, ever since I was born.
How do we know people that came from...
They've lied to us.
Have you ever spoken
Okay, on the Saturday night radio show, the DJ said something about them sending a car into outer space.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you this. Why would anybody need a car in outer space if there wasn't someplace to drive one?
We're not going to get into this imaginary world.
You have Facebook, all kinds of stuff.
We're not going to get into this imaginary. We're not going to get into conspiracy theories.
How do you know what you believe isn't imaginary and what I'm saying? I mean, imaginary. How do you know?
How do I know? Because there's people that come from the other countries and talk about communism. If you've ever talked to an intelligent, if you ain't ever spoke with someone from another country who just came over here as an exchange student, they tell the truth. If you ever spoke with them, you would know. If you didn't spend time running around with just your buddies and thinking it's party time all the time, that's what's wrong with people. The people that are pushing for this communism and calling it true communism, in reality, my dear, don't understand the history of the world and what communism is. They don't understand. This is a little thing to get off of Wikipedia, and Wikipedia is not even Wiki. Wiki is not even telling the truth.
All we know. Okay, the word communism.
I can put anything on Wikipedia.
Look, I can tell you in the book of Acts.
Wikipedia.
In the Bible. The church, they sold everything they brought. They distributed everything they had equally. Now, the word communism didn't even exist. There was no such word as that. That's just something we made up since we started fighting to see who's going to be who's going to rule the world. Okay, whenever somebody's got to rule the world, somebody's got to be the bad guy. And they got to give us Kool-Aid to think that we're the best and the other people over there are our enemies. They're the bad people. Now, over there, they're telling them the same thing about us. They're saying, oh, we're the best, we're the best. They're telling them all these ghost stories about us. And I'm just saying, communism is just something they made up. But the idea, I mean, even if you called it something else besides communism, the idea is not
good.
All that bad.
It's bad. It's terrible.
It doesn't sound any different from the labor unions to me.
It's a terrible idea because they're putting the so-called good parts to these people who have no sense, who's never learned anything, who don't know any kind of history. They're making up their own history. Okay, let me explain
Communists rule on behalf of the workers, building a foundation for workers to eventually be able to govern themselves.
Wikipedia is not even true. I can write it and make it up.
The whole point of true communism is to give the everyday average working class person power, which is what democracy was supposed to do, right?
No, we do have a democracy in this country. Let's explain one more time to people who don't understand.
That's why 10 people have 50% of the wealth in this world. 50 of the world's wealth is controlled by 10 people. Oh
my God.
10.
This is called conspiracy theories that gets you put
over half.
in loony bins because people are crazy.
Half.
Okay, let me.
Half.
I'm going to respond.
How fair is that?
Well,
how equal is that? And
one more time.
By what stretch of the imagination?
One more time. This is what it is. One more time.
Tell that to these poor people out here sleeping under the bridges.
One more time.
Tell that to these poor old people that only get $25 worth of food stamps and can barely pay for their medicine.
Well, you don't need food stamps. That's what we're getting rid of.
Tell it to people off in these other countries that don't
Can
have
I
clean
talk?
water to drink.
May I
and
talk,
when we
please?
take food over
May
there,
I talk, please?
They stand there with
May I
machine
talk,
guns
please?
and dare them to touch it. We have to drop it out of the airplanes and let it fall.
Yes, that's a communist country.
No, those are Muslim.
Those are communist people.
countries.
They're all living by communism. And one more time, we are in a democracy. We have a right to vote in who we want. What I am trying to explain to you people who think you're going to overthrow the government, and it's not going to happen, to you ANTIFA people who are not very bright, who have professors who are giving gift certificates, participating certificates, saying that you have an education.
I know you ain't fixing to get started.
No,
on ANTIFA today.
Yeah, I am. I'm telling them. This is what I'm trying to tell them. We have
Tell them. Tell what you got to tell them, Ryan.
Democracy. They have a. If they do not want this, if they want communism, and they're going to and they want this police state to force people into a police state, then it's going to happen. And then the man that they don't want as their dictator, as they're trying to call him a dictator, but he's the president, as their president, is going to end up being a dictator, and his family's going to be for the rest of their life.
He's going to end up in a concentration camp as a prisoner of war.
No, he's not.
Ha! I don't think they're right out there doing what they're doing because they want Donald Trump to be their leader.
Well, he's better than Hillary Clinton. She already messed up the first time.
I don't think
her
they
husband was sleeping around with all the women. Anyway, she messed up the first time. That's why she didn't get voted in as president
and
this
that's
time.
hypothetically speaking.
No, it ain't. No.
No, I mean everything I'm saying. I'm speaking hypothetically.
No, this is what I'm saying. You need to think logically and not try to think, I'm going to save the world. You ain't saving the world. You're not saving the world by being a militia. You're not saving the world by doing something.
A militia started this nation.
You're not. Can I explain?
Why don't you just go back and read history?
I have read history. Obviously, they don't.
Well, I don't know.
They're not very bright. No, they don't. They're not very bright if they don't know that you can vote somebody out the next go around that you don't want them in. Jesus Christ.
Oh, really? What? Excuse me, moi, monsieur. You mean to tell me that the votes are not rigged?
No, Hillary Clinton, they are not.
Oh,
who's got all the emails and all the psycho crap?
Look, they are just mad because the votes have been rigged. Okay, now all of a sudden we're finding out about it. That's why they're going to create this cover story about how Russia hacked our vote. I mean, how can Russia hack something we built? That's like a Ford mechanic.
Okay, but you're not
hacking
letting me.
a Toyota.
You're not letting me finish because you're interrupting me. Just like
I mean, if you're going to hack something,
don't interrupt.
Why wouldn't you hack the lottery of all things to hack? Are you telling me the lottery's computer system is more secure than our own government? No. If anybody's going to go out of their way to hack something, it's going to be something worth hacking. Okay, it's not going to be something we're going to hold. Okay, we're going to hold Troop County's system hostage for $10,000 for 10,000 bitcoins. Whoopie-doo. Okay.
Can I respond?
No, if you want money, hack the lottery, but you can't hack the lottery, can you? No, you can't. But you can hack the government system?
All right, I'm pulling you down so I can talk. I don't get to respond.
Do not touch.
No, people.
If you touch that mute button, Ryan.
Listen to me, please.
The next thing these people are going to hear is kabam, bam, ba, ba, bam, bam.
Please let me respond.
In this radio station.
Please let me respond.
No, respond.
I can't respond when people.
Respond.
I can't respond when you're interrupting me.
Well, okay.
Please be.
You want me to put tape on my mouth?
Please be professional.
Where's the tape? Hold on. I'll get
See,
the
this
tape.
is the. It's not funny. Okay, ANTIFA morons. This is what you need to understand. This is the democratic process. The democratic... Yes, they are. They're not intelligent people.
You're not morons.
They are not intelligent people.
Not to me, you're not morons.
Well, you need some help.
I'm not saying you're not.
Let me
don't need some...
Good Lord. Please let me talk.
Touching that damn mute button.
Stop cussing.
Stop making me.
You don't cuss. Ain't nobody going to listen to a preacher that cusses.
I would.
I wouldn't. I really wouldn't.
That's because I'm a normal person.
You're not a normal person.
I like normal.
You're not
preachers.
a normal person. You're
I like normal preachers. I don't like,
Okay, let me finish. You're going off in a whole tangent the same way.
Well, stop.
They do.
You don't look. Number one, do not talk about my relationship with God in an argument. Okay.
Okay. Well, stop.
That's off limits to you. That's sacred and it's untouchable
please
for you.
Shut up.
Well, if you got a problem with me, you take it up with me. You leave God out of it.
I'm not getting in the fight with you about God. We're not doing all this. I'm trying to explain something, and it's hard to explain to people that don't listen.
Do not call them morons.
Anyway,
they're not morons.
They're not very bright because they
just need a little guidance.
Okay, well, they haven't been taught history properly. And it's our school system. Can I tell?
Oh, my God. They keep changing history.
Can I talk?
Who has been taught history properly, Ryan? Every time we turn around, they're changing the history.
You sound like these liberal people who are not smart enough to shut up.
I'm just stating a fact.
You're not stating the fact.
They're
they don't know how to make
changing history in America. They're changing history all around the world.
Can I speak?
China's changing their history. Russia's changing their history. Pakistan's changing their history books. Everybody's changing their history books.
Please let me speak.
Well, you won't talk whenever.
I am talking.
Hurry up. Talk. Go for it. I'm listening. We're listening, aren't we, ladies and gentlemen? We want to hear. Come on, Ryan, tell us something. Tell me something good. Come on.
And anybody that interrupts people like that, they haven't been taught anything how to be proper to anybody because they think they can run the world. This is why they're out there wearing these masks and about to get shot by gangbangers because good. I am telling you something good. Our history, you have been not taught history. You're not intelligent just because you use a few big words. Anybody can learn a few big words. Look at Noah Jones. He said, I'm not talking bad about him. No. I'm using him as an example.
Not let my preacher's name come off your mouth. I told you are never, ever, ever allowed to speak about my bishop.
You know what I was going to say, Bishop. He knows what I'm about to say.
Don't
he speaks that way in front of people who are uneducated.
You always blame him for everything I do.
I'm not blaming him.
Yes,
I said
you get blamed for everything I do.
Good Lord, okay. You've taken it. First of all, look at him and how he uses these big words. People around him learn these big words. Is what I'm trying to say. He's teaching people big words that are following him, and some of them know it. You're not listening to me.
It's not okay for a preacher to have an expanded vocabulary.
That's not what I'm saying. You're taking it in a different direction. Please don't do that.
Don't talk about
I'm not talking. I'm making an example. Please let me make an example.
You see that stick over there? It's got Judah written across the top.
I'm sure everybody can hear that you're very disrespectful to me.
Disrespect.
First of all, he's using this language, and what I'm saying is he's teaching people that some of them understand it, some of them don't. What I'm saying is you can have an extensive vocabulary, but that don't make you highly intelligent, okay? And that's what I'm saying. If you don't understand what communism truly is, if you're out here fighting and think you're going to take over the government, you're going to turn it into a police state. When this becomes a police state, it's not going to be my fault and people that are telling you to stop doing it. It's going to be your fault turning it into it.
It's going to depend on the mercy of the leader.
Well, there's no leader. They're not. They don't.
And how good and how he feels.
If there's no mercy in this dictatorship, there's never been. Castro was not merciful. Neither was Hitler. These are dictators.
Those are people in the past.
Same way today, they're dictators if they try to take over.
God might give us a loving, kind, and merciful leader.
There's no such thing.
Oh, yes, there is a such thing.
There's no such thing as a dictator like that.
There is a such thing as a leader that loves people, all people.
Oh, my God. You're as brainwashed as they are, my dear.
I am not brainwashed. I'm stating a fact.
That's not a fact.
That is a fact.
That is not a fact. The fact is...
A person with the love of God in their heart. Look, if anything... Okay, first of all, let me just say this.
God put Trump in there to piss you guys off.
If anything, no, God put him in there to be taken out. Now, I'm just
No, he did not.
I'm going to tell you straight up, okay? If anything like this ever were to happen, this is hypothetical, it would take an act of God to make it happen to begin with, all right? And then God would be the one who would choose who this leader is. And it would be a man. And God would choose the one he would want. God holds the heart of the king in his hand. I never got to
finish what I said. That's next hour. We'll get into that next hour.
If God believes that this nation needs something like that,
we'll get into that next.
He will give us the kind of leader he feels.
We'll get into that next hour about God. Right now, what I want to do is finish what I was going to say.
It would take an act of God before anything like this.
What I want to do is finish what I wanted to say, please.
Finish it.
You won't let me. You keep interrupting me. You keep on interrupting with this brainwashed stuff. First of all, we're not going to sit here and defend a bunch of mercenaries out here pointing guns at people.
They are not
First of all, I can say my opinion.
They are not mercenaries.
Yes, they are.
They are not.
Yes, they are. They are people that do not know their history. They want communism. Communism means women will shut their mouths. Maybe we do need communism then, right? All you women need to shut your mouths, right? Do you want to be shut up? Do you want to be shut up? Is that Stop that. Stop doing it. Nothing's going on, folks. She's just moving chairs around.
Told you. Told you. Would you take it back? Take it back, man. Take it back. What you said. Take what you said about women back.
Take it back.
Take it back. You apologize.
Get off me.
You apologize.
She's so funny.
Apologize.
Please. You're funny. I apologize, but I'm
just... Right. Don't let it happen.
Get off of me. She's joking, folks. This is all make-believe.
Yeah, you just believe that.
This is all make-believe. Anyway, first, what I'm trying to say, I didn't have time to even explain. This is what's wrong with these brain-dead zombies that are part of a mercenary group.
Ponytail.
Part of a mercenary group that's doing wrong. First of all, our history shows that, and anybody that's ever spoke with someone that has moved from a communist country, young, in high school, students, they'll tell you how it really is. And it's not equal. There's no such thing as equal. And this world, what you're doing is they're attacking people that are trying to keep it democratic and the way it should be. Yes, Democrats and Republicans are not doing a very good job now because they're fussing and fighting. Yes, it's acting like a bunch of babies in Washington.
They're acting like they have very low IQs.
Well, so do these people with masks trying to wear blood and crip characters.
I guess we just got to pick the lesser of the two evils, then,
yeah, we'll keep the people in.
Now, I just want to let you talk. Now,
I didn't get to finish what I was saying.
Finish, because I got something to say.
Well, no, we don't. We're done. We got to take a break.
Oh, no, we're not taking a break. We are not taking a break. No, I'm going to say something, and then we're taking a break.
No, well, hurry up.
Okay?
You got 2 sentences.
Because I'm the boss A-B.
No, you're not. No,
I am the boss A-B.
In a communist country, you would be.
Well, we're gonna have a new kind of communism.
No, it ain't.
We're just gonna just wipe. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take that name communism. We'll take it out of every dictionary. We're just gonna wipe that whole word out altogether out of every language.
Hurry up! We gotta take a break.
Now, anytime the United States of America's government ever perceives something as a legitimate threat, we don't ever even know about it till after it's over, and the only story we get is whatever they want to tell us. We never really know the truth. And I can sit here and I can name Ruby Ridge, I can name, the Waco, I can name all kinds of stuff that our government does, okay? And we don't even know about it, we don't even hear about it till after the fact, and then we just get whatever story they want to tell us. Now, if these ANTIFA people were indeed a legitimate threat, and our government saw them as a legitimate threat, they would be just like every other legitimate threat they ever had. Okay, they
wouldn't
respond
to that, so we can take a break.
They would just be gone, and we would just get some kind of story, and then the next thing you know, they get Hollywood to come in, and they make a movie, and that's all we would know.
I want to respond right quick.
The fact that they're here, the fact that they are still here, they're out there, and they're doing what they're doing, only solidifies
Well, anyway, here's what it really is, folks. I'm going to talk over her because she does not allow nobody to talk.
Now,
okay, here's the
thing. You may proceed.
We got to take a break, and you're trying to act up. You're trying to recreate last Monday because you think it gave a buzz, but we're not doing that. Okay.
Oh my God!
Can I finish? Can I finish?
You know what I'm going to do with that mouth of yours?
You're not letting me speak.
Don't get any funny ideas.
First of all, this is what these ANTIFA people do. They don't allow you to speak and everything. They brainwash. First of all, here's the reason nobody can do anything. We live in a society of things that if anybody says or does anything to these safe space people, they cry and whine and they try to get lawyers and they destroy people's lives. So, of course, they can't. The law enforcement can't do anything. They're going to hold the citizen down and they're going to let these people go up. That's it.